Hey, Joey. Are they going to be coming this fast?
No. Okay. That's okay.
Okay, I'm thinking about music for processional tomorrow.
No. First goal.
You gotta hold arms.
Right. You're getting it. You're doing just fine tomorrow. Go all this one. Go all the way to the point.
Gotcha, Con.
Elbow, wrist, wrist, wrist.
That's right. And now we got.
Together. Come together. Come together. Come together. Come together. Going this way, right? Just like you're doing.
Michael, when they're all the way up?
What? Now.
Now? Okay.
Right when they get to this, right when they get into this aisle, you come up. You what? Okay.
Can't hear over the music. Dun 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 dun.
Don't you ever wonder why they always use the word dumb? I've often wondered that, but then I figured out why. Because it's such a dumb song.
That's disgusting.
I kind of like the dumb word. All right. Then parents, if you'll come up together as a spouse, as spouses all over the stand. Okay. I don't want you to do that because you'll break your leg. Good. You're going to come up to this candle here. There's a wick here. You light it from there. There's a wick here. You light it from there. And you're going to light the side candles with these guys there.
At the same time.
Get that up. Light it from there. Over here. And then try and light them at the same time. Yeah, they're lit.
Do this. It's really embarrassing.
They're lit.
No, but you're not.
Yeah,
I am.
You guys go back. Down here. No, yeah, you gotta
What? I heard my dad
These at 8, because these are better than these.
because they're at my house.
back down, look down. Yep, hugs and kisses.
Not for each other, for kids.
For them. That's right. We know that you two love each other. We've already seen that proof. Okay. All right, so hugs and kisses, and then parents go in there, parents go in there. You guys come together here. Yes, we did. Yes.
I have a problem, I'll be.
Damn good. Okay, who has what? Do you remember? Okay. Okay. Would you tell me what you have? Okay. Thank you. Okay, now, when you come up as a couple, when I tell you. Just want to see if you were paying attention. All right, I'll invite you guys out. So, head out. Don't walk through the either. Walk on the side. No.
Are the others right here? Or up?
They're here.
Like that?
No. No. This side. No, it doesn't have any real problem with me, but you just screwed up the symbolism of what you're trying to do.
That's how I'm physically dead, because if we're right here, if I come this way.
We'll manage it. And Connie will be able to kind of move it around. That's part of it. You still have it on there.
Let's go that way, and we'll just know which way we're
I had to let him do it. Okay, go ahead. Guys. Straight in. Okay, then we have the prayers of the faithful, and after the prayers of the faithful, I'll ask you to be seated. So, ladies, gentlemen, be seated. You guys sit in there. Gifts will come up here. You guys will bring up the gifts.
Yes.
From here. We'll take them from here. This is the point where you bring up the gifts. That's right. It's the point where you bring up the gifts. Bring up the gifts. We'll take them. Right. Everybody will go back and sit down. Back get the gifts when they go sit down. Then we'll do the rest. I'll invite you guys up to kneel and have the nuptial blessing, communion, all that good stuff. And then it'll come to the end. Come time for the end. We've done the final prayer, and I'll stay. Ladies and gentlemen, come on up. Here, it's right there. Okay, and then then we do the final blessing, and then I introduce you. Yes, Kathleen and Mike, Bruce, Russell. Nothing simple, nice, but nothing, no peg, okay? I mean, no little bitty thing, but nothing that should be safe for activity. So something in between. All right, then you turn and you walk to your left. You guys come together. Tiny mark, left. Yep, follow. Left. Left. And then I'm going to come up here and invite whoever in this view out to follow right behind me. We'll go right out. Okay, well, it's already safe. Okay, we all come back.
Okay. I have another roll.
Have a seat. No, come on over here, guys. It's easier to talk to. Nothing, no matter.
Are you just about ready? Then you're gonna leave it to eat or what? What are you going to do? Do you want me to wait for you?
If you want to.
announce is that since this is a celebration of a union of two families, there's a lot of people here that don't know each other. Everybody on Kathy's side maybe kind of knows where everybody fits in, and on Mike's side, everyone kind of knows where your side fits in. So we thought it would be nice if you would just go around the room, and if you would give your name and how you related to either Mike or Kathy, and aunt or uncle, cousin, whatever. And if you have some little stories that you can tell, for example, we don't know much about Mike's childhood or all the little different things that happened along his upbringing. And maybe it would be nice to share some of those precious moments right now. And likewise on Kathy's side, Mike's family probably doesn't know about some little things along the way. And it sure would help if, as a couple come to visit the family, that we can talk about these things. So, if you can think of a little story, we ask you to share it at this time. And let's see, let's maybe... Okay. I've only got one short story I remember. Oh, I'm sorry. I violated the rules already. I'm Gary Ross, I'm Kathy's oldest brother. And the little story I have to tell about Kathy is that when we were quite young, being older in the family, we had, for some reason, we picked on our younger brothers and sisters a little bit. And on TV tonight about a Fritz cat. There's this little cat with the 5 fingers and the stick man type. And Kathy got real upset about it that we would call her Fritz cat. And the icing on the cake was when it came Christmas time, and we wrapped up the present, and it was addressed to the Fritz cat from Santa. And I think she's been emotionally scarred throughout the rest of her life from that. But ever since then, we called her Fritz on a really low-level social basis. She seems to live through it. Let's maybe go around the room in this manner and end up back on this way.
Jeff Monty, Kathy's first cousin, her mother, my mother. And I can't remember any specific stories, I just all remember that I enjoyed my family been a pleasure knowing them both, and someday we'll maybe meet them in tennis.
Oh, and we're supposed to sing another thing in 21 days of Baby Oz. Oh, really?
Jeanette Robina, I have to be Kathy's aunt too, and Greta's sister. All the two are from central Wisconsin, close to Medford, close to the home of Tombstone Pizza.
I'm John, her better half. We're from Dorchester, to be specific.
I'm Winnie, Kathy's uncle's friend.
I'm Jeff Huber, friend of Kathy and Mike. I grew up near Mike, but it wasn't until high school that we got together and became good friends. One of the memories I have of Michael is that in our geometry class, you guys all remember the postulates and theorems that we were supposed to learn. Me and Mike sat in the back of the class and made up our own. I remember fond memories of all the crazy things that we came up with during that year. Oh God,
Tell us about the Russell-Dick theory.
Oh, women.
women? Oh gosh.
Yes, no, but
Make it right. That's one of the more enjoyable things I remember.
I'm Danny Practice. That guy over there is my brother. And I remember Kathy one time when we were visiting in Wisconsin. She was very hot, about 2 years old. And we got there in the morning, and she kept riding this little horse. Up and up and down. And that was all right, but she had to also hear this record. Here comes that one. This was in July. We were there about 3 days, and that's what we heard. Here comes that bus, here comes that bus, and that horse all day long. Finally, I asked Greta, "Don't you get tired of hearing this day after day?" She says, "Oh yeah," she says, "I really get tired of hearing all this music." But she says it does keep Kathy quiet.
I'm Jerry Ross, brother to Gene. I'm number 3 in Ross's. We're from Stevens Point.
I am James Ross, Gene's oldest brother, who is younger than he is. And we live in Stevens Point, raised at Medford, and Kathy is my grandchild.
My name is Jeff Practice.
Jeff, just go down, bend your knees, just go.
I'm related to Rob the Ross side of the family. Last time we had us, she took me to the water ski lake in Vegas a few years ago and showed me how to water ski.
Percy Ross, Kathy's my godchild.
Jim Ross. Gina's a brother.
lost a guy. Passengers. So that was probably one of the, I still drink.
The most that I think that I remember about Mike is that no one in my friends likes to ride roller coasters, but Mike and I are roller coaster buddies.
I'm Mike's uncle, Ted Russellvick. I live in Kansas City. My wife is here somewhere. I feel, or I've always thought of Mike as more of a brother than a nephew because we did so many things together while we were growing up. And he always amazed me of how well he did things. Anything that he tried, he did it well. Carpentry or electronics or mechanical work or whatever, he did it very well. And I think Kathy's a lot prettier than his first wife.
I'm Sharon, I'm Mike's mother, and I'm sitting here trying to think of some stories about him when we were little. All I can remember is that they were always into things, him and his brother, always trying to invent things, like Ted said, always electricity, always wiring things, and what they were doing, putting stuff up. But I really can't think of any, I'm sure there's just probably so many I can't think of. I'll keep thinking. The first time I met Kathy was when they were on a blind date that night from John the Fair. That was day one of the 4 days.
I'm John Russellvick, Mike's dad. And the things that go back, like Ted said, he's more like a brother to him. We just, in fact, all of us just kind of grew up together. We started out really young, and he just turned out to be a super kid. We just kind of learned things together, and the things he knew he taught us. And it was just a real great relationship, and it still is. And he just done things and built things, and they had a fort. Him and his brother had a fort that was kind of the attraction to the neighborhood. Big old elm tree, and I started out it was about 6 feet, 7 feet off the ground, and I built one level, and by the time it was through, I think we had about 7 or 8 stories. Finally, the neighbors got a little nervous about it. They were so high up in the tree and so forth. And even the lab used to go up there. We had a lot of good times together. I'm sure him and Kathy will do the same.
Mark Russellvick, Mike's brother. I'd just like to say that I'm sure everybody knows that he's in the bowling. And usually on Saturday morning, that's usually where you can find him in the bowling alley. Just like the fort he was talking about. Every day we go out there, and pretty soon he'd be up hanging from the tree and attacking on another level. But he's always been in the craft. Really a professional.
My name is Linda, Mark's girlfriend, and I have known Mike very long, over a year, but I know that I don't know, probably the best family to be a part of. This is really great, and I wish you guys lots of happiness.
I am Hassan Suleiman. I'm a friend of Mark and Michael.
I'm another Lisa Ross, the latest Lisa Ross.
accept almost anything as a gift. What I mean by this is when we were kids, one Easter, when all of us would go hunt for our Easter baskets, we were hunting around, and Connie and I found Kathy's before she did. And so, as the morning went on, and we had to help her find her basket, she finally opened the closet door in which her gift was hidden. And right next to her gift was a very lovely plastic, moldy, black purse. And we excitedly said, Kathy, that's it, Happy Easter! And as tears rolled down her face, and as Mom yelled at both of us, we showed her her new Easter basket, and things are better, so you can buy her own. And I wish both of you the best. Good luck. Thank you.
I'm Greta, Kathy's mother. And I think she's always been a very special girl to me. Her favorite. She was fundraising and church wanted to go so that Linda had a teacher she had a little doll that was carved out. And hardly no hair, but she loved to gratify a few strands, and I went to the bank, and of course she did it to the wall and all over. But she was very bloody. So,
I try to think of some stories too. And when Kathy and I were younger, she was 6 years younger than I am, and like Bob said, mostly what we did was pick on her. Always, always. Jeff, do you remember when we took Kathy's snake monkey? It was real dark at night, and we took Kathy out snake hunting. Of course, Jeff and I knew that snakes never really existed, but we sure made Kathy believe that it did. But what I really want to say is, since Kathy lived with us for 2 summers, so we became pretty good friends. And I just want to say that since she's been out here, that we've become best friends. And sisters is probably second to her.
Steve Schwartz, I'm Connie's husband, Kathy's brother-in-law, and the thing I remember most about Kathy was she lives at our house in Florida. She lives in the basement of Spider.
This red is still my favorite.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all right. I always really remember that about Kathy. I went through it in particular. Well, one certain days it was discount, or not as much admission fees. Anyway, well, how old am I going to be today? But I do wish you definitely a lot of light there.
Well, last but not least, I'm Rose Ross, Gary White. I guess I got to know Kathy the best out of all of his brothers because she was around most often. Kathy's really a special person, really kind, warm-hearted, and I think she found a great, compatible person because I find that those same traits are in Mike, and I wish the best. Very logical. And this is our little one-bedroom. I'm Janelle, I'm Kathy's oldest sister. And the one story that I think is the cutest, of course, it has to do with our children. And before anybody okayed this union, Will, our 3-year-old, thought it was the best. Last fall, Mike, Kathy, and Mom, and a bunch of us went to the zoo.
And little Will thought Mike was pretty neat. He wanted to become Uncle Mike pretty soon after he met him. So, yeah, we Mike Wilson is Mike. And Kathy would come over. Where's Mike? He likes Mike. Yeah.
Well, Dean has something to say about welcoming Mike to the brother-in-laws of the Rosses.
Connie reminded me to tell a story about Mike, that Mike and I and Mark are set up in the same brotherhood now that we've learned that the Ross girls are always right. We disagree that we get hung. We're in the same common brotherhood. Develop something.
And no matter how many Ross relatives you remember, there will always be more.
I'm Mike. I have things to do with today. I'm Mike. Jolene was saying our first date was the blind date lasted for 4 days. I ended up taking a day off of work. We went to the state fair down in Pueblo. Went to a friend of mine's cabin down in San Isabel. We just had a great time. Huh?
You guys
Oh, we. But ever since we met, we just had a great time. And she's very special to me.